Hi, my name is Maggie and I'm from Bard Rock Farms, New York, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be attempting to make homemade butter in a Kilner butter churn. So I went and already put in 2 pints of heavy cream that I got from the store. You can get these at Lehmans, and you can go to lehman.com. And so I'm not exactly sure of the size. This is their small butter churn. And it does have the name Kilner on the front. And it is recommended if you ever have to pick this up, never pick it up by the handle because it does not screw on. As you can see, it just pushes in. So without, unless you want to like constantly be replacing your bottom piece, I would recommend to always pick it up this way. Alright, so estimated takes about 35 to 40 minutes to make this from scratch. So let's get started. They do say that as this turns, you will notice everything will be starting to froth, and this will eventually start mixing and separating. So you'll have butter, and then you'll also have in here buttermilk. Great thing about buttermilk is you can also make a lot of different wonderful things with it. My favorite in this house, buttermilk pancakes. So let's see if it started to do anything yet. It should start to froth. So as you can see, it's starting to get air bubbles in there. I would recommend, if you're going to do this, probably not put both containers in of your heavy cream. As you can see, it's starting to froth a little bit around the rubber portion here. You do have to leave your heavy cream or whatever type of cream you're using out for anywhere from 2 to 3 hours to be room temperature before you start doing this. Okay, so this is what you're going to get. It's going to be this pulpy mass, granulated butter. Then you see the buttermilk right here. It's going to be this nice yellow color. What we have to do next is you need to pour it into a container and separate the buttermilk from the butter itself. So we have this set up here, which is cheesecloth, a sieve, and the bowl. So we've got to gently pour it in. I'll have my lovely assistant do that for me. And then what you need to do is let it drain. Once it's draining out, you're going to then start mixing it so you can make sure that you completely separate the entire amount of buttermilk from, see, coming out here, the butter. Because if you leave any left, it is going to make your butter either spoil or go really, really disgusting tasting bitter. And then once you get it drained out as much as possible, you then have to go ahead and put it into a water bath and start mixing it. So once the water actually starts to run clear, you're going to be able to make the butter. And once we get to that point, I'll show you how that works. just let loose. So let's take a look. Alright, so I'm not going to take this too far out so it doesn't drip all over my table. There is the butter and the buttermilk. So what we would do now is just as I showed you earlier, put it into a cheesecloth and let it drain. The first part of it, we were able to get butter by shaking it in a mason jar with a lid nice and tight on. If you don't have the patience for this, definitely would recommend that. Also, you can use whipping cream, heavy cream, or double cream to make this. The only thing is, because if you look at it, the blades, the paddles are very short. You really can't get more than maybe this much into it, or else you're going to be sitting here for about 2 hours to get it done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this over into the mason jar, the cheesecloth and strainer to drain. Now I have my buttermilk for tomorrow's breakfast and butter to go with it. Now you can put salt in it. They recommend sea salt. Don't put a lot. You want to put a little bit in, mix it up, taste it a little bit to see if it's to your liking. And then what you're going to want to do after that is adjust the taste for the salt as needed. Make sure it's really good with drainage of the buttermilk out of it, or else it's going to give you a bitter taste and taint the butter. Once you have that done, I would recommend putting it in water with ice cubes. It's going to be easier to mix it. It won't stick as much to your fingers. Then you can go ahead and put it on wax paper. You can either put it into a square shape like you would get in the store, or you can just roll it up and put it into a ball like you would get if you have a Mennonite store that's near you. That's usually how they do it. So, thank you for watching my video on the adventure of making butter in a Kilner butter churn. And as I said, it's better off going with the smaller amount and just making them as you go. But it is 10 ounces of liquid. You will get 4 ounces of butter. So if you go through a lot of butter, you will be going and doing this a lot, since you can't make it into a big batch unless you buy the big one. So again, thank you for watching. My name is Maggie, and this is my channel, Bard Rock Farms, New York, and Stony Brook Lofts, New York. Thank you.